Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel Learn IT Hub. So here today I am going to discuss about operators in programming. So I hope that you guys watched my first video. If you don't watch my first video, then I recommend you go back to my first video and watch it, then come back to this video because in the first video, we are discussing about basic programming principle. In that particular video, we are discussing about what are variables and what are data types. Those are very important when it comes to programming. So in this video series, I'm going to touch in the very basic programming languages for beginners. Then you can build up a solid foundation regarding this programming. And if you master these things one day, you can be able to perform some and solve some real world problem by using this programming concept. In this video, I'm going to focus on these operators in programming. So operators is also very important things because when we are going to solve some real world problems, so we have to use these operators in our IT industry. So in here, actually, what are programming? So I think you know about what are programming, right? So programming is, so in the first video also I discussed, so in the we are dealing with computers, right? So computers cannot understand our human languages, okay? Sinhala, English, Tamil, and British, all these things. So computers cannot understand this human speaking languages, okay? So the only language the computer can understand is programming languages, okay? So in here, so when we are dealing with some kind of instructions, so these operators are very important, okay? Operators are symbols used to perform operations on data, okay? So data means basically in numeric values, okay? So because we need to handle this kind of operators by using numeric data, I hope that you can understand and you will be able to get an idea why I'm saying like that. Okay, so they work with variables and value. In the first video also we discussed what are variables and value. Variable is like a container which is holding some value. Okay, the data types also in there, those are int, float, double, all these things. Okay, so the variable is kind of a container. Operators help programs calculate, compare, and make decision. So here we can calculate some value when you can summation, subtraction, divide, multiply. So we can perform this kind of calculation. And we can compare. Compare means we can compare two values. Those are equal, greater than, or less than, likewise, and we can make decision. If this one less than 5, then we can make a decision like that. Okay, we will do some example like that in the upcoming slide. Okay, these are types of operators. There are 4 types of operators. Those are arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical operators, and assignment operators. So what are these things? So in the upcoming slides, so we discuss one by one what are these operators and why we use these things, right? Okay, first one is arithmetic operators. I know that you all aware about this and these arithmetic operators, right? Addition is we can add two numbers by using this addition. Okay, we all know this is a plus sign. Okay, so we can perform like that. We can add 5 plus 3, then this is equal to 8. Okay, so we add two numbers. Okay, so we add two numbers using this addition. This is the arithmetic operators. Likewise, we can use subtraction. Okay, subtraction means we can do the same thing by using this subtraction operator, and this is also equal to 12. Right? The multiplication. Multiplication is we can multiply two numbers, right? 5 multiply, okay, 5 multiply by 2, then this also 10. Okay, and division means we can divide two numbers. Okay, we can divide two numbers here, 6. Okay, not the 6, we get the same example, 5 divide by 2. What is the answer? 2. Right, 5 divided by 2, the answer is 2. Here actually the answer is 2.5. right? 2.5. But if we store this 2 in an integer variable, the computer gives us the answer is like 2. Why? Integer is kind of a data type which can hold only whole numbers. Okay, if the variable is float, okay, float or double, then it comes as the output as 2.5. What is the reason? Actually, double and float can store decimal point values. Okay, I think you can understand. If you don't know regarding these things, then you can follow my first video and come back to this video, right? Okay, so here, if we assume this variable is kind of an integer variable, then the answer is 2, right? Modulus. Modulus operator is a different operator, right? We get the same example, right? 5 divided by 2, then the answer is actually 2. But there is a remaining value. What is the remaining value? The remaining value is 1, right? By 2, 5 divided by 2, the answer is 2, but there is a 1 remain. 2 multiplied by 2, the 4. And there is a 1 remain value. So we get this one as the output. We are using this modulus operator. Okay. So then, so if we look this arithmetic operator like this, 5 modulus by 2, then it equal to 1, right? So if we use this modulus operator, it gives us as a result the remaining value. I think you can understand, right? So this is the hidden thing that perform inside the particular operator. Okay, modulus operator gave us the remaining value, right? Remaining value. Another example, let's get like that. 10 divided by 3. Okay, so 10 modulus by 3. Then what is the answer? Actually, answer is also 1. Why? 10 divided by 3, the answer is 3 and there is a 1 remain value. Okay, right. Then 10 modulus by 5, then what is the answer? 0. Why? 10 divided by 5, then 2. There is no remain value. Okay, 10 is fully divided by 5 and there is no remain value. Then if we module this 10 in 5, then the answer is also 0. I think you can understand this arithmetic operators, right? Okay. If you have any questions, so leave a comment below the video, the comment section. Then I can also answer your questions here, right? Okay. The second one is second arithmetic operator is not the arithmetic operator. The operator one is comparison operator. Okay, there are some comparison operators in here. Those are equal, not equal, greater than, less than, greater or equal, less or equal. Okay, so here is very important thing you need to be mindful here. So if we use this comparison operator, there are two things we can have as an output. Okay, you know those things. What are those things? Those are actually true or false, right? Because here we are going to do a comparison. Okay, comparison. We are going to compare these two numbers. Okay, for example, equal, right? Equal. For example, when we get 5 equal to, then what is the output? Output is come as a false, right? Why? 5 is not equal to 2, but 5 is equal to 5, right? Can you understand? Then like that, 5 equal 5, then this is also going to be true. Okay, so if we use these comparison operators, the output is come as a Boolean value. Okay, what are Boolean value? Boolean value is also true and false. Okay, right. Then here there is another comparison operator that is not equal. Okay, not equal. We get the same example, right? 5 not equal to 2. Then what is the output? Then output is actually true, right? 5 is not equal to 2. It is a true, right? This condition is a true. And when we get this example, 5 not equal to 5, this is also going to be false, right? I think you can understand these are very basic things, but you need to understand and you should aware about these things by solving some real world complex logics, right? Greater than means maximum value. Okay, so for example, 5 greater than 2. 5 is, yes, 5 is the greater value than 2. Okay, then this is also true, right? So if we perform it like that, 2 greater than or 5, this is going to be false, right? Because 5 is the maximum value. Less than, okay, less than means the small value, right? Here also 5 less than 2. This is also going to be false because this is a false condition. 5 is the greatest value. Then 5 is not less than 2. Okay, right. Greater than or equal. Here we are checking two conditions. Those are greater or equal. Right? For example, 5 greater than or equal to. Then what is the what is the output here? 5 greater than 2. Yes. Yes. Okay. The answer is true. Actually, it is not equal, but there is a one condition where that is going to be true. Greater. 5 is greater. Okay, true. Then what happened? It like that. Um, for example, like that. 5 greater than or equal to 5. Then what is the answer? 5 greater than or equal to 5. 5 is not greater than 5, but 5 is equal to 5, right? So the answer is actually true, right? Okay. So in the example, 2 is greater than or equal to 5. Then what is the answer? 2 is not greater than 5 and 2 is not equal to 5 as well, right? The answer is actually going to be false, right? I think you can understand. Less than or equal, the same thing, and we are checking the opposite condition. Less than or equal. 5 less than or equal to 2. This one also going to be false. Why? 5 is the maximum value by comparing to 2. Then 5 is not less or equal to 2. Right? Okay. So I think you can understand what are these comparison operators. We are using this kind of comparison operator. Always the output is came as Boolean value. Okay, that means true or false value. Okay, so I think you can understand these things. If you have any question regarding these things, so you can leave a comment. Then I can give answers for your questions. Right? Okay, these are logical operators. The third category is logical operators. There are three logical operators. Those are and, or, not. Right? And, or, not. And means both conditions must be true. So what are these both conditions? Okay, so if we give like that, okay, so int a equal 5, okay, and our second one is int b equal to, right? So what are these things? Int means the data type. Okay, these are covered by our first video. Int means integer. Integer means the data type. Okay, A. A and B are also variable. And the variable is behaved as a container. And this A hold a value called 5 and B hold a value called 2. Right? These are two separate variables. Okay, and both variables are in the same data type. Those are integer. That means they cannot hold some fractions or some decimal point values. Okay, they should contain whole numbers. Okay, right. Here we are going to do this kind of thing. If, okay, if means like a condition. If means um, if if these conditions are true or false, we are going to do some kind of like a comparison like that. Okay, right. Here, A, right? A greater than or sorry, A greater than B, right? A greater than B and A equal B, right? This is a condition. Okay, so here I'm going to print. Okay, I'm going here I'm going to use my Java. Okay, print ln. You're not going to much think about what this syntax. Okay, I'm going to write this code in Java, okay, using Java programming language. Um, hello. Okay, this is the one I want to print in here, right? Okay, this is a small example, right? This is a small example. I'm again explain. Int a, okay, sorry, int a equal 5, int b is also equal to 2. Here, this is the condition, right? This is the condition. If a greater than b, okay, what is the output of this particular condition? A greater than b, a is 5 and b is 2. Actually, this is correct, right? Because 5 is greater than 2. This condition is true. But this condition, what about this condition? A equal B. A equal B means 5 equal 2. Actually, this condition is going to be false. Okay, 5 is not equal to 2. Then what happened? Then this if condition is going to be terminated. Okay, then it not going out of this inside these two brackets. That means this hello is not going to be printed. Okay, can you understand? This and is both conditions must be true. Okay, and is both conditions must be true. That means if we want to print this hello in your terminal, then this both conditions is going to be, it need to be true because we are using here and operator, right? And operator. Okay, so what happen if you are using in here O operator, right? O operator, what happen? So if we use this O operator here, then you know this condition is true. Already this A greater than or B, this condition is true. And we are know about that this A equal B, this condition is false. But at least one condition must be true. So this condition is true, then this hello is going to be print. Okay, why? If we are using this O logical operator between these two conditions, okay, if at least one condition true, then it will print this one. Okay, I think you can understand what I explained in here. Okay, not means reverse the result. Reverse the result means, so if we are if it the output is true, okay, when we use not operator, then we can convert this true as a false. Okay, if our output is false, then we are using this not operator, then we can also change our output as a true value. Okay, not is reverse the result. I think you can understand these are the logical operators. Okay, right. Okay. Next we are move on to our next slide. Those are assignment operators. Okay, this is also an important thing. Assignment operator, right? Assign value. Equal is assign value. You know. Okay, you know. Let's get the same example. Int a equal to 5. So here we assign a value. Okay, integer a, this is a variable, right? A is a variable and we assign the 5 value into our a variable, right? Okay, here plus and equal, add and assign. What is that? Actually, like that. Okay, we know integer a. Now a is 5, right? A is 5. Let's get int a. Okay, integer a equal 5. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to do this one. A. Okay. A plus 3. A plus 3. Okay. And then I print this A value. Then what can be the answer? Answer is actually A. Right? So integer A is also 5. And here I added 3. I added 3 into my A variable. Now already A has a value called 5. And 5 plus 3, and now A value is updated into 8. The same thing, right? The same thing we can do like that, right? A plus O equal 3. A plus O equal. Sorry. That means A plus O equal means, so in this one line, oh, okay, the same thing. That means this one, right? Integer, sorry, integer A equal 5 and A plus 3. There are 2 lines. Okay, if you want to short your code, then we can do these 2 things. Okay, these 2 things in one line. This one line. A plus O equal 3. Like that. Okay. A plus O equal A plus O equal 3. A plus O equal 3. So, what is the meaning? What is the meaning of this one? Actually, now A has a value. A is equal to 5. And we add 3 value. Okay, we add 3. And again we assign the value in that particular A variable. Okay, I again explain this one. Initially, A has a value called 5. Okay, and here we add 3. Add another 3 into this A variable. Okay, so here we have to write the 2 lines. Okay, but we can do this one in one line. A plus O equal 3. Here, the same thing. A initial have 5 value and we add 3 into this one and we assign that value in again A. That means if we print this A, what is the answer? 8. Right? Subtract and assign is the same thing. Same thing. In here, we can also A minus and assign 3. Then what is the answer? Now answer is actually 1. Why? Not 1, 2. Why? Initially, A has a value 5. Okay, initially A is equal to 5. And what we are doing here? Here we subtract 3 from A. 3 from A. That means we subtract 5, subtract 3. The answer is, 2. Then we again assign this value into this A variable. Assign, right? Then if we print this A again, then the answer should be 2. Right? Okay. So when we are going to real world IT industry, so you have to do some lengthy codes. Okay. So we have to actually use some methods and we have to do some basic principle and there are so many things. So we should maintain our code. Okay, if your code is going to be length, then we can't manage it properly. Okay, so for that one, we can use this kind of assignment operators to show it down your code. Okay, because the same thing we can do in one line. Okay, right. Okay, I think you can understand what I'm talking here and what I'm explaining here. Okay, right. Okay, then let's move on to the next one. Okay, this is a simple example. I did this one in Python. Okay, Python programming language, and there are some Java, C, all these things. Okay, right. Here, x is equal to 10. Okay, x is equal to 10 in Python. Okay, so in the previous example, I put int. Okay, I told you that I I wrote the code in Java. Okay, in Java, you have to declare the variable type. Okay, but in Python, it automatically get the variable type by using this value. Right here, you are using some whole number. Then Python automatically define this x as an integer variable. Okay, if we use this value as 10.5, then Python will automatically get this x as a float or double. Right? Okay. Then in Python code, then you do not need to declare the variable type. But when it comes to Java or C or that kind of programming language, you need to define your um, variable type, right? Okay, so here initially x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 5. Okay, don't ignore these buttons. Okay, this bullet is not relevant to this one. 5 is equal to 5. Okay, there are two variables, those are x and 5. Initially, those x and y variables have two values, those are 10 and 5. Okay, here we are going to print this x and y. X and y. So what is the answer actually? X and y means x 10, y 5. Then answer is 15, right? You know answer is 15. Okay, right. Now age is another variable, right? So age is another variable and it has also a value called 20. Okay, age variable has 20 value. Now print age less than or equal 18. So what is the answer? So here age is value called 20, right? You know, because we assign the value 20 into age variable. Okay, so age, this one 18, right? 18. This one already 18. What is the answer? 20 is greater than 18. Yes, correct. Then the answer is actually true. True. I put like that. I got right here. Okay. The output is true. Okay, true. So in here, two output is going to be visible. Those are 15 and true because there is a two print statement. Okay, print statement. Here print is x plus y, that means 15. And here age is 20. Print age. Age means 20. 20 is greater than or equal 18. Means 20 is the greatest value. It's greater than or equal 18. The answer is true. Right? Okay, so I think you can understand all these things. So if you have any question or if you don't understand any of these things, then leave a comment. Then I can also answer your questions as a reply. Okay. So summary, in today's video we discussed about operators perform actions on data, mainly some numerical values. And there are some common type. Those are arithmetic, comparison, logical, and assignment. I taught you how use these arithmetic, comparison, logic, and assignment operators um, in that particular numerical value. Okay, and operators are essential in programming, so you need to aware about these things and master these concept and be aware of this concept in very those are very small thing, I know. But when it comes to solve some large real world example, you should have a better idea about these operators. Okay, right. Thank you watching my video. So if you like my video and if you want to do this kind of, if you want to watch this kind of videos in my channel, subscribe my channel for the next video. Thank you very much for um, watching this video again and again. Thank you.